Hello, hello, and welcome to a moment with Vivacious. Look, this is a very important night. Two people understand that, and that's Nola Reeds saying, "Good evening, everyone," and Kanisha White saying, "Hello." Look, we got to talk. This is a community town hall night. Uh, I want you to tag some people and come on in. Kenzie, we're gonna get right to it tonight. Let's go with our intro. But look, while intro is on, I need y'all to tag like 3 people, okay? Come on in and hey, don't forget to press like. I can see there's many people on, but you guys, I'm sure you're forgetting. Don't do that deliberately. To press like. Ranching with Ricardo said hi everyone. She does such a good job um, with this channel. We just appreciate you ranting. So if you need someone to do your um, channel, just get in touch with ranting or call me, and I'll make sure if you give me your information that she gets it. She's awesome. Good evening, Sigrid. Good evening, Stephanie. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I want y'all to be talking tonight. This is like, man, we have to put ourselves on a map. This is a community town hall. Thank you, Ace, for joining in. Peace and beautiful. That's me he talking about. But anyway, he means it for a little few of y'all too. Y'all can have a little bit of that, okay? All right, tune in. Let's go with the intro while they introduce, while they send out the message 9. Welcome to a moment with Vivacious, a freedom ride where we the people gather to build ourselves, our family, our community, and our nation. For the sound of America for Progress has reached critical mass. Understanding that we must put aside our differences to focus on the greater good. This is a place of collaboration to rebuild and restore our nation. Welcome to a moment with Vivacious. Hi, y'all. This is a night that we have to take action, okay? We have to take action tonight. We have to become active. We have to become community again. Let me start off with saying Nola Reeds and Auntie Siggy chain exchanged hellos, okay? Um, Nola says people in the chat trying to get brownie points. Get all the brownie points y'all get. I have The King on tonight. Letters to the Lord from the Soul of Jermaine Reeves. If you have not read that book, you need to buy it. Letters to the Lord from the Soul of Jermaine Reeves. Blessings, Miss Greatness. Oh, wow. Thank you, King. You the dude. You the GOAT. But look, today I want to start off with this because today my day started off mind blowing. And I said tonight I don't need a guest. Tonight everybody is the guest. Tonight we gotta pour our hearts out. We have to find a way to become community. It was after COVID, it was not long ago when I realized that all my friends had become people I talk to on Facebook. I'm gonna say all my natural friends. I'm not gonna say all my real friends. But my friends that I know in nature, some of them I had been with for years. I had not talked to them. And last night, during the night, I was just thinking about that. I began to call some of my friends like a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, because we have become so social on the internet that we're socially starved in the natural. But I thank God. I thank God for the gift of intuition, of discernment that He has given me, and my concern for people. I walked into one of the nurses. She came over to the uh, children's unit today. Sometimes I have to work between the children's and adult. So she came over to the children's, and I had been noticing for a couple of days. And I can't call her name because I want to talk about her personal life, but she wouldn't mind. I asked her before. I told her, can I talk about that, mention that tonight? I would not say her name, and she said yes. So I walked into the lab today where she was on a computer, and I said, I'm making up this name, okay? I called her by name, but right now I'm gonna say, honey, baby, I noticed that you got yourself. Cause y'all know me, I stay excited. I'm always excited. So I come in with my excited mode. We're getting everybody motivated, and this honey baby she was waited, okay, for a couple of days. So today I said, honey baby, what's wrong? And she said, oh, Miss Valine. Well, y'all know, oh, Miss Valine. And I said, no, what's wrong? You haven't been your chipper self. When I give my get my hay back. She said something wrong. Is something wrong? Did I do something? She said, no. Y'all hold y'all hearts right now, because I'm about to tell y'all what she said. She said, my son got shot. I said, oh my God. And I just took it in my arms. And I said, oh my God, I know this is going to sound so trite, but if I could do anything. And she said, it was his brother. His brother killed him. I was like, oh my God, just fainting in my heart. I said, my heart is about to faint. So I can't imagine how your heart feels. And I attempted to comfort her in a little bit and let her know that, we may see miles apart, but we're close. If I can do anything, I will go out of my way to make it feel a little better, because all of her children are going through, they had different mothers. All of her children are going through, her husband's going through really bad. Maybe you'll need me to come cook a meal. And I thought that was the worst thing of the day that could happen, until I crossed the street to draw some blood. And I said, okay, wait, miss. And then I looked across the room. And one of the nurses, Nola said, that's devastating. And Ace sent us a sign that I don't know how to read. But I said, oh my God. And I told another nurse, I said, what's going on? What's wrong? She said, oh my God. There was a big shooting at my niece's school. We haven't heard from her. So the whole nursing station became in a roar. And between that moment, and we did find out, let me tell y'all, we did find out that her niece was okay. Her brother was not able to pick up her niece. The child's dad was not able to pick her up until after 12 noon, or later in the evening, in the afternoon. But her niece was okay. Her niece was at that school. We in some times. We're in times. During the weekend, I rescheduled. Stephanie said, "Thank you, God." I'll tell you who the nurse is tomorrow, Stephanie. But Ace said we have to be praying. Jermaine Reeves said, "Yes, Lord." That hurt my heart, Kanisha White. And just like we're involved right now, y'all, we have to get involved and stay involved. And tonight I'm telling you that Moments with Vivacious is not about me, and it's not about you. It's about healing our world. And everyone that's on here and active, look, y'all, I see y'all names all the time. We have to schedule y'all. It's something God has given you for this world. And I want everybody to become a guest. And King, you always a guest. You've been a guest for years. You can always welcome to come back. Especially I'm looking forward to you coming back, giving a word to our convicted felons. that they don't have to live with that forever. And to give some of your testimony, we need you there. Yeah, King, yeah. No, thank you. Stephanie, you're going through a lot right now. Women need your strength. I know it's too much right now, but as you get it together, you've been through hell and back. You know, we need each other right now, y'all. And Stephanie's secret, I always tell Stephanie how you ask about her and all that she's going through. And I'm inviting us right now to become a community. It's not about me, it's about us. We have to build a life together. I believe that some of this, and I want to say one more thing. I have had a patient in the past who has said, not only to me, but to many other people, oh, I want to be a superstar like the people that go to schools killing everybody. Jermaine Reeves said, let's do it, because we all should not let our past dictate our greatness when it comes to our future. We all should not let our past dictate our greatness when it comes to our future. Did we hear that? Oh, take a deep breath, because today has been a painful day. 4 people, I was telling y'all about the patient. So I had the patient, he said he wanted to be famous like the people who kill a school. He was hospitalized because he was homicidal. And then he said, oh, I don't want to kill any particular person. That's how I found out who. I was like, Lord, you know, like we need to report this. I don't know how many people on here. I don't want to get too spiritual on people. But I'm going to tell y'all this. My brother, when stuff started, used to happen. Me and my brother, you know, I was grown. He came in to help me when I didn't have any work to stay in my house. You are so right. Letters to the Lord from the soul of Jermaine. Yes. That's what Sigrid said, King Jermaine. My brother used to say, y'all women used to be praying. I remember, because I used to have prayer meetings in the house. I used to go to other people's house and be prayer meeting. And sometimes he would sponsor the prayer meetings. He would, you know, sponsor it, put up the finances for the prayer meetings. He said, y'all women used to be praying. Every time my brother would say that, I did call him and invite him tonight. Every time my brother would say that, we would get together and have prayer meetings. So anybody who's in Atlanta or New Orleans that will attend a prayer meeting, I can come to New Orleans, but it wouldn't be until after the election, because I'm very involved in that. And we're going to get to talk about that some tonight. Or in Atlanta, that will come to prayer meeting. We need to call our souls just to pray. Nobody gonna be no superstar. Everybody can pray. I don't play superstar. But we have to decide how we're gonna come together and be a voice in our community. Our children are dying. There are some people on this podcast tonight that can tell you we have more young people coming in saying, I'm suicidal. They need to bring Bible study back. Absolutely, Ace. Absolutely. You don't know how many times I say that. Wednesday night Bible study. And I think that I don't know if he's online tonight, but he be online, but he don't talk. But my guest last week, he said, and Reverend Minister Jermaine Reeves said, amen. Yes, Wednesday night Bible study was so significant. When I think of the Wednesday night Bible studies, I went with my friend who was Baptist. And when I was the Bible study teacher on Wednesday nights. Yes, we're going to talk. Well, since we went to that, since we took that, and since Ace took us back to Bible study, can we talk about the church? Let's talk about what in the world has happened to us, first of all, before we go to the church. I'm going to go to the family, then I'm going to go to the church. I had a order, but we have to go in the order in which we're listening, in which the Holy Spirit is leading us. Because I prayed and asked God that your will be done, that you bring your people's hearts alive tonight, and that they expose what's on their hearts so that we can deal with that and you can bring healing. Because as we come together as a community, do you know most of us don't know our neighbor's name? And let me not talk about people without talking about me first. There's a lady who lived upstairs on the 3rd floor. And I talked to her and I said, oh, my friend, I have no clue of what that lady's name is or her son. The people moved that was on the 2nd floor. I said, hey, I said, I know I don't know your name. We didn't speak, but I was so glad you were here. We don't even know our neighbors' names anymore, y'all. I can tell you my neighbors' names in the whole block. All the way down to Tammy's auntie that lived in this yard. Tammy lived, that was Miss Knox's granddaughter. She lived down the street. All of those, Mary Louise, all of the people in our block that we grew up with. In order for us to save our communities, we must become a unit again. But I can talk about our neighbors, but let me go all the way to your house. Where everybody, they used to have a phone on the wall, everybody had to share. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Okay? Y'all don't know nothing about that. But right now, everybody have their own phone, their own game, their own life, and their own room. Ace said, yes, ma'am. And Samaya said, don't forget to like the show, everyone. Please don't forget to like the show. Samaya said, don't forget to like the show. Thank you, Samaya. But we don't even know the people who live in our own house because we on that phone. We on some kind of internet gadget. I remember a time when I used to go to my sister's house. I still love going to my sister's house. Let me tell y'all something. I love my sister. When I get to her house, she always make all the stuff I like. She make the best grits in the whole wide world. You know what I like with grits? Wieners. That sounds really crazy. But she used to cook that for me when I was young. She told me the other day, she said, you were my first child. Because, our mom died. Everybody know this and know the story. My mom died when we were young. And my sister said, you were my first child. I had to take care of you. I didn't want to take care of you. Remember that time I almost drowned you? I didn't want to take care of you. I wanted to be a child myself. We went through some changes with my mom dying, but my sister made plenty of sacrifices for me as a baby sister. She made plenty of sacrifices for me. My senior year, she quit college. And I'm saying this for a reason. I have to say it. I know I've said it before, but I needed to say it again. Because there's some sisters that know I have to learn how to love. There's some sisters here that's listening that needs to know I have to learn how to love my sister. But my older brother and my older sister, my brother went in the military at an age too young. But the military knew, but they didn't care. I believe. He was a black dude. What the hell they care? Give him a gun, put a gun in his hand. We don't care if he's a child. But anyway, that's how I graduated and had everything. Went on my senior trip and had everything that everybody else had because of my older brother and sister. We have to get back, first of all, to loving our families. And there's a few of us that have the exception. My mom had 5 children, and to this day, we still all each other have, and we know it. But I told you my first story. I believe in my heart today. I didn't know the other brother, okay? The brother that killed the brother. But I believe in my heart because of my years of correctional experience. I worked in the jails and prisons of Georgia for 15 years. And I believe today that that boy, these people don't understand what's going on when they pick up, when you're a certain age and you pick up a gun and you blow it. Your mind is not connected to, I am taking this guy's life away. I believe he was mad with his brother, but I believe today as he's sitting in prison, not for himself, he's crying. But I can't believe I did this to my brother. And I'm telling y'all because I was there. I was there with a bunch of men that killed their girlfriend or their wife or their baby mama and didn't give it up, was trying to get off. But I was there with a whole bunch of them that cried and said, Lord, Jesus, how could I have allowed myself to become that angry? How are we going to love again? How are we going to love again? And I'm talking about our own families, y'all. We have to learn to love our own families again so that we can become a community. Minister Jermaine Reeves says that's it. The Bible says, if you, this is my version, okay? I'm saying it in my version. If you come to the altar with an ought against your brother, to go fix it and then come back. Scott's Hope. Hi, Scott. Thank you for being here tonight. You are so awesome. How do we know what love is when we haven't had it for so long? Bam. Say some more about that, Scott. I wish you could talk right now. Can we send him a sign in? How do we know what love is when we haven't had it in so long? Y'all, I could so relate to that. Because most of the people in my childhood life who was supposed to love me, hurt me, not hate me, hurt me. Until I allowed people to hurt me and call me friend. How do we know? Nola Reese says, unfortunately, the respect for life is no longer a value. It's heartbreaking. God, no. The respect of life is no longer a value. Where in the heck? I call myself, I don't want to get put off. Where in the heck, but y'all know what I wanted to say. I really wanted to say it. Have we come as a society when the value of life, or the respect for life, I'm sorry, Nola, the respect for life is no longer a value? And Jermaine Reeves says, from one brother to another, we was created by love. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. How do we feel it again, Minister Jermaine? How do we tap into life again? Ace said, my mama always said trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of. So decision making should be one of the greatest traits we possess. I agree with your mom, Ace. Because we just do stuff without thinking. You know how many times I say that today? I had to tell this little girl today, look, I be raw. I'm so sorry. I'm a jailhouse nurse. So I don't know the baby talk. I give them to them rough. Y'all is getting younger and younger. Younger and younger. For those people who want the ER. This little girl, 11 years old, was taken from her mom, and her grandmother took her to take care of her. She's trying to convince the world that her grandmother is abusive so she could get back to her abusive mom. Help me with that. You know, you already know, I told you, my grandmother's abusive to me. It's against the law what I answered, okay? But after I answered her, then I told her, go home and love your grandmother and thank her. Because I promise you, today or tomorrow, if she asks you out, you're going to cry for her. That you're going to cry for her. I had a little boy, mama bought him in, y'all. I swear to you, he was 15. Mama said for 2 years, this boy been doing drugs so much. My husband tried everything to save him. My husband tried everything. My husband said, I can't let this boy disrespect me like this in my house. Tearing up the house, 14. Okay, let's get to read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It breaks down and say you can do everything, have everything, but if you don't got love, you don't got nothing. And I'm going to tell you, I want to tell my brothers and sisters, my siblings, if you listen today, there were times in my life all I had was your love. I have a friend, Sandra Henry, who always loved me, never turned her back on me. And I have a friend, Zaria Bohan, who would hurt somebody for me. And I know it's real. And I want to thank my 5 siblings and my 2 friends who never hurt me today. That let me know. My 4 siblings, I'm the 5th sibling, my 4 siblings, and 2 friends who never betrayed me. I want to say thank you. Nola Reed say I love Auntie Sandra. I'm talking adult. I'm not ignoring my baby. Yeah, I love my baby so much. Her and the babies that she gave me. So, Scott's Hope said, the love of the world, unfortunately, has become more important than the love. Oh, God. Oh, God, Scotty. This make me want to cry. This is, wow, I'm going to start all over again. Lord, help me hold it together to read this post. Because it's so important. The love of the world, unfortunately, has become more important than the love of God. Once we figure how to turn that around, things will change. What Scotty is saying, y'all, is we got to get back to God. We have to get back to God and His promises. I don't want to look ugly on this paper, on this video. So I'm gonna put my head down for a minute. Get it together. We have to put God back in his rightful place. And Jermaine Reeves says, Scotty, yes, sir, my brother. Y'all, when we have men praying, we have 3 men on here praying tonight. Lord Jesus, we thank you for breakthrough. And oh, I'm going off. Okay, I can't help it. I ain't trying to. Sigrid said, Scott's hope this is so true and powerful. Nola Reed said, I love Auntie Sandra. You know how your children call you Nola Reed. You know how your children call your friends Auntie. I love Auntie Sandra. And she said, Zavia is the truth. Zavia ain't that nice, but she the truth, okay? That's power. And Ace said, that's powerful at Scott's hope. And Nola Reed says, oh, my aunts and uncles are the greatest. They taught me true family, and I am forever grateful for them. I am already planning my annual candy cane theft. Stop it, girl. In the middle of this. Love them so much. She goes to my sister's house at Sigrid and eats her candy canes every year. Chris, this is a serious matter. We're building community. We need to stay right where we at. Because let me tell you something. The only way we're going to survive this is if we survive it together. And I love where we're at right now. Because we must learn to love one another. We must learn to become family again. We must learn to become community again. But we can't expect to be community outside of our blood if we disrespecting our blood. In my own family, that's my family tradition, and people need to get back to tradition. Absolutely. Oh, and Tasiki Tanola reads, I'm ready for you. So she ready for you to try to steal her candies. But Nola Reed's made a point there. Family tradition. What happened to the culture of the family? You remember, I don't know if young people might not remember. I invited a lot of young people, and I was hoping they would come. But when you could tell people by things they do, I'm sorry, excuse me, by things they do, who their family was. When it come time for Thanksgiving, I know this might be, or Christmas, there were certain things you ate at Christmas. Sometimes it was basically the same, but we had some stuff thrown on to the side. I was always wanting to cook something else. Oh, I'm going to make spinach. I want a new recipe all the time. So they knew, but that was part of the tradition. Nanny Val, she was going to bring this dish she done made up, okay? But we had something. Who gonna bring the gumbo? Who gonna bring the turkey? Who gonna bring the sweet potato? Oh, we know at the Seagate ain't nobody making a potato salad. But now, and I can say my family because I'm fortunate and I'm blessed. But I want to go back. I want to read it one more time. The love of the world, unfortunately, has become more important than the love of God. Once we figure how to turn that around, things will change. When God can be the God of our world again. We out here loving a whole bunch of things. And wondering why so many things happening to us. My prayer for this nation is that, Lord, allow this nation, turn our hearts, turn our mind, that you would be the God that we trust again. that you will be the God that we believe again. We won't get hope until God gives us hope. What am I going to do with Nola Reed, y'all? Nola Reed said, Lord, the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows. If more families had that from my Auntie Sigi, it would bring harmony. Can y'all believe Chris? Somebody slap her for me. But those sweet potatoes, the potato salad. I want a potato salad. I'm sorry. Minister Jermaine Reeves, God multiplied by love plus unity. I'm sorry. When it comes to family and us, all will change this world. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you. I know the minister had another meeting tonight. But we thank you for your blessings and we thank you for your wish of peace. Because if I went through just the people that I work with today, if I went through just my family today, everybody is going through everybody's going through some stuff. So with that, let me say, just to bring a little light, Sigrid, can you find out how you can ship sweet potatoes with the marshmallows, and you can make a little money and sell it for Thanksgiving. Then I'm sure the people will have it for Christmas, and they'll have a little bit of your love. Nola, let me see what Nola Crazy Butt's saying now, okay? Seriously though, cooking and talking, setting standards really needs to be brought back. It's not about the food, but the effortless conversation and life lessons learned is amazing. And Nola Reed say that because we in our family, we have tradition. We want to keep our customs and traditions going. We want to keep what we do at the holiday. I promise you, some of my siblings have great grandkids now. And this is what Nola is talking about. We cannot leave our culture. We have to know who we are. And my daddy taught us that we must bring down our history through the generations. Our children cook with us. Our children can cook everything we cook. And while we're cooking, we're talking. And we're giving wisdom. You know, gumbo, I can give every one of you my recipe for gumbo right now. But our children can make the gumbo that we make because we give them the cooking experience. They know when to put in each meat, how long to let that meat sweat, when to put in each seasoning, when to put in the seafood, when to put in the shrimp water, when to put in the roux. Yeah. They know the tempo of the family, and that decides the tempo of the emotion of the family is going to decide if we're going to put the filet in or not. Because our meals nurture and bring healing to our family. Our food is filled with love. And we pass that on to generation. And I thank God that my daughter is able to pass the culture of the petite family to her children. They know who they are. And I want to say right now, it's very important that your children know who they are. You can't walk around here hating your mom and mad at your daddy and not speaking to your daddy or your uncle or your family because that's who you are. Was my daddy perfect? I'm sure he wasn't, but I don't give a dog about his imperfections. I remember the day when he said, "That's my children." And no, I'm not giving them away. Did he do it all good? I don't give a doggone. But I would say that other D word if I wasn't on this Facebook right here. Because I felt his love. I still have. When I go home, my girlfriend came home with me at Zavi I was talking about earlier. She came home with me one time. Let me tell y'all something. I'm vivacious for real. I live it all. I'm Leo for real. I live it all. But when I go home, I am the baby sister. And I ain't doing nothing. I got people at home. My siblings are older. I'm the baby sister. I'm supposed to be the baby. So my girlfriend went home with me and she said, "This stuff," she didn't say stuff, she said the other word. "It's amazing. Look at you. I couldn't believe, nobody will believe this. I can't go back and tell nobody." I said, "It's none of their business. But I promise you, when I get home, I could be the baby. Because I have to run. I have to do what God called me out here to do. But not in my family." I remember there was one little girl, I ain't going to call her name. I put her out of my world and my life because she made a mistake to call herself the baby sister. Because I proudly wear that crown. We have to get back to family. Look, we're running out of time now. Oh no, we could talk about family a little longer. Let's talk about neighborhood. We talk about neighborhood for about 10 minutes. And then we could talk about something else. But for neighborhoods, I want to thank everybody that joined us tonight. And look, I'm breaking off, but I'm going to go back to neighbors and neighborhood. This could be our community meeting if we wanted to. Invite your friends, invite your family. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the things that break us apart. So together with everybody that have something different, a different feeling, a different plan, a different hope, we can understand one another. It's about building a world that we can leave for our children. Because if we continue to go on in the way that we're going on, there won't be a future for our children. I think of and I always see my grandson because he's the youngest. He's only 11. And 10 years from now, he'll be 21. If we don't turn things around, he'll be somebody's slave. And my grandson, Nehemiah, is a builder. He will not be a slave. So we must be determined to do things differently. We must be determined to turn things around. We must be determined to bring our voice to another level. And you doggone right, Chris. I want to say that other word, but I'm on YouTube and you know I can't. Your baby will not be a slave. And it's because every adult on this line is going to bring life. It's going to bring hope. Again, I'm going back to Miss Mary. I remember Miss Mary because Miss Mary added so much to my life. I was somebody I would slap the daylights out of, okay? For real. I gotta be real with you. My mouth, too smart. Too smart, okay? But you know what, Miss Mary, she will always be the coolest chick to me. I remember the day I didn't even make my bed. My room was atrocious. And Miss Mary's niece and nephew was in the house. When I got home, when I got on my way home from school that morning, I went to lock my door. And her niece was in the house with us. But Miss Mary was watching. Okay? So they came over that morning and they was watching me. So, Miss Mary was watching. And my friend, who I thought was my friend, I didn't understand all that stuff. So she came over and she said, I feel so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, on my way home from school, Miss Mary used to meet me in the middle of the sidewalk all the time. So when I went to close the door, I got this part. When I went to close the door, Bobby said, "No, I'll close it." My friend said, "No, I'll close it. I'll close it." So when I came home, Miss Mary was waiting in the middle of the sidewalk. I was like, my butt is in trouble. She said, "Let me tell you something. Keep them people out your house. Let me tell you something. That's my people. And they will go in your house and take everything out of it." I locked that door this morning. I went there and I locked the door and I closed the door. But you need to pick another friend. You gonna pick another friend. Now this is a two-edged sword I'm talking about right now. So many people saying the sign of the cross right now. So many people don't want nobody to tell their child nothing. Nola Reed saying Miss Mary sold the frozen cups by Gramsci. Yes, she did. Frozen cups and pralines. Yes, she did. You remember her, Chris? I didn't know you remember. Nola. I didn't know you remember that. But we don't want nobody to tell our children nothing. That's why the schools are having a hard time getting school teachers. We don't even know our neighbors. And to be truthful, we don't want some of our neighbors talking to our children. We don't want some of our children to know the neighbors to know our children's name. And we sure don't want some of our neighbors to know. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's my aunt. You don't know I'm on tonight. I'm sorry. We sure don't want some of our neighbors to know our children are going to be home for an hour or two before we get there. We have to begin to find a way, the way Scott told us. We have to find a way to learn how to love one another, and we have to find a way to learn how to protect one another. I'm old school, okay? And we're gonna need to allow our men to protect us again. We're gonna need to allow our men to protect us again, to trust them to protect us again, and to demand that they take that place to protect us again. They must again know that you are my protection. While my hope is in the Lord. You are my protection. What are you praying for me? What are you praying for our children? Are you praying? But before we go off, I want to talk just a little itty bitty bit about politics. I want to, it's such a quiet spirit, a solemn night. I hope I'm not offending anyone. But if I am, just let me know. Why I want to talk about politics? I have 10 minutes. let us know. We must become the voice of politics. Whoa. Y'all, Scott's Hope is on it tonight. We have allowed the wrong voices to speak the loudest. Unfortunately, it's not the voice of God's people. Bam! In the midst of everything that's going on in today's time, even this election, let me tell you something. Thank you. Thank you, Scott's Hope, for that. Where is the voice of the people? Everybody's sitting down today waiting to see, what Ms. Harris gonna say at the debate. I bet you Mr. Trump gonna do this at the debate. This gonna happen at the debate. He's not gonna control himself. He gonna call himself a name. I swear, let's get a what do you call that thing when they're at the football? Let's get a pool. Let's get a pool to say what's gonna happen. I promise you, on my job, there's a pool that say who gonna say what, and who gonna mess up the for real. Oh my God. And even Scott's Hope, yes. Even when we're listening to what gets, you think people looking at Vivacious Speaks? No. I'm not talking about who stole who wife, who's sleeping with who husband, who. What? It's not going to shut me up. It's not going to shut Scott's Hope up. Why are we listening to the voices of destruction? Wow, man. Scott's Hope said, today the devil laughed. God was mocked, and in a few days we'll forget this and be back to nonsense. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, a few nights ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was crying. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was just thinking of all the things that's happening, how, even with this election, how they're planning to destroy us. Look, everybody know what they're doing, the voting and the polls and the why. And this is why some people feel like we're wasting our time. Don't feel like that. We go out to vote. We got people fighting. I woke up. I know who my senator is. Miss Macbeth got a letter from me 4:00 in the morning. Well, it was an email. She didn't get it till Tuesday morning, okay? I also sent it to some other leaders, and I thank God for Martha Shockey, who gave me, and I wouldn't dare give the information that would give me, because everybody don't need to know what your war strategy is. But I thank Martha Shockey for answering me, to let me know that we're not just sitting here like fools again. A Sigrid says Scott's Hope are speaking so powerful words tonight. Sigrid, Scott's Hope is the same person who spoke the other night when you agreed with everything he said. I asked him to be on tonight because I knew this was going to be a very powerful night that people needed a voice. We need a voice of a leader. And Scott's Hope is the voice that God is bringing out for his people, as you can see. But he was last week's guest. But thank you, Scott's Hope. And I'm so glad hope is on the end of your name. I'm so glad that hope is on the end of your name. Because so many days you just don't know, and I just want to say, oh, Lord, should I just want to die, or should I just want to take my passport and go to another country? Should I give up this dream, or should I not? And Sigrid also said, I enjoyed him last week. I he's a Isis Love said, hello Vivacious. Hi Isis. That's my baby, y'all. That's my baby girl who's growing up on me. My work baby. Oh man, look, I'm getting so much love tonight. Scott's Hope said anything for you. Oh wow. Thank you, Scotty. That's my little brother, at work. My work brother. But all of this love that we have on, we gotta keep this love up. We gotta keep, we gotta keep building. We gotta spread it out. Um, oh wait, I'm in trouble. Nola Reese says, Scott's Hope said, thank you, Sigrid. Nola Reese said, baby girl, she's my work, baby girl. You're my heart, baby girl, and nobody can take that place, Nola Reese. Nobody. Absolutely not. But look, y'all. This election, I'm going to say this because I'm running out of time. This has been a great night. This has been quite an emotional night. This has been quite an evolutionary night for community. And I hope that we can keep it up. Nola, you something tonight, girl. I'm so sorry, Isis. What tonight we were talking about, Isis said, what are we talking about tonight? Tonight we were talking about what do we need to build community and to build love. We just let tonight kind of like be a free night. How do we raise our voices? And we've decided tonight, and anybody who have anything to say, I'm gonna get to you, no reads. But tonight we were talking about building love, building community, and how do we love one another. I shared some of the culture of my family, how we even use cooking, holidays, um, to build culture, to get to know one another, to love one another, to spread that love, not only in the family and in the immediate family, and in the nuclear family, but also in the neighborhood. We talked about a neighbor of mine when I was a little girl, how the neighborhoods was, and we were talking about what the things that we can do to bring love in the neighborhoods again, because this is going to be very important. In order for us to get together, we have to come out of our shells, come out of our social media, and begin to touch people again. To begin to touch people again, to love people again, to have friends again, to say, hey, I know you again. And I talked about the times when after COVID and during COVID, all of my friends became Facebook friends. So I'm trying to break out a way, and just trying to show everybody how quote unquote antisocial we've become. How do we become social again? How do we begin to feel and build relationships again? How do we begin to love people again? Because so many of us have become so used to being alone, to blend in with people is almost painful and almost non-existent. And Isis said, engaging in the world with face-to-face conversations versus behind a screen would improve community relationships. Absolutely. And with that being said, on October the 21st in Milledgeville, Georgia, a little rural town of Georgia, we are bringing out, and I'm going to put on Facebook of Nanny Val. So if some of y'all could connect with me on Nanny Val. Most of you have come from Nanny Val to Vivacious Speaks. I'm going to put all the address and everything. Come out to our, we're having a get out to vote rally. And getting out to vote is going to improve our community. Vote for you. And voting for you is voting for the person that we can come out. First of all, we're working on it. We're working on bringing people together, developing a stand that the people want together. We're going into different communities. Vivacious Speaks. We're going into different communities and say, what is it that this community needs? And each community is standing before their local representative with what they need. We're working on no longer depending on people coming out telling us what they're going to do, but bringing the people in different communities together and demanding and holding that leader accountable to what the people need. And we're doing it locally first. And we're doing little town by little town. Thank you, Isis. If you want to come out to Milledgeville with me on the 21st, I'll be so happy to have you. And anybody else that want to come on the 21st of October. And again, when you go to that poll, no matter what state you're in, we have multiple states here. So no matter what state you're in, vote for the person that as your community come together, that we know that will be easier to deal with, because we're raising our voice to be loud and we no longer will be ignored. So remember, we're voting on the person that will be easier for us to come. Remember when it was the civil rights movement, and that's my time. We were a loud national voice. And they wanted to know who those N's were. They said the N word, they said it all. Who those N's were. Who are those N's? Shut that man mouth up. We want to get a mouth that they cannot be shut, Scotto. We want to get a mouth that cannot be shut, that's talking and representing the people, but we need the people behind that voice. Yes, this has been a great night. And I hope tonight has given everybody something to think about. I hope tonight has given everybody something to pray about. And I have a few guests scheduled. To be honest, next week we're talking about addiction. Everybody knows somebody that's going through addiction. So that'll be good if you want to do that. On the 21st of September, we're going to Milledgeville, Georgia, and Rule, Georgia, bringing the blue wave, bringing hope to the people. If anybody want to join us, you're welcome. It's on my Facebook page. Please, if you don't know me on the other side, I'm Nanny Val on Facebook. Plenty information. Plenty love, too. I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We needed you here tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mackenzie, for always being there, the best technician in the world. And I'm going to say peace and love. Stay excited till next week. Oh, Sunday night, we're releasing a real Vivacious Speaks tape recording to the live TV show. Sunday night on YouTube, Dr. Arisi, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please tune in. Thank you very much. Have a good night.